Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Apothecary Diaries Season 2 episode number 5 reaction. Okay, the previous episode we had two things happening. First and foremost, the first section was basically like a little mystery about twins and you know Mama was brought this mystery in and she had to kind of deduce it. She deduced it and like kind of talked about the whole mirror trick that they used to fake being inside the room when one of them wasn't. That whole thing. So that's that. And they didn't really say anything more than that, but it seems like this is connected to something that we'll probably get to see later. And then we had the second part where they were looking for, or the envoys were looking for this moon fairy person who their grandfather saw back in the days, and like a very beautiful person who cried tears of which became pearls. And turns out that that was that old lady from the like the Verdes house. And she came in and now they want someone like her. So I think by the end they were kind of insinuating that they're going to make Jinshi this person. I don't know how they're going to make him like that. Are they going to make him cross dress? Like, what is going to happen? Let's see what they have planned today. So let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's begin. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Hmm. Hmm. True. Moon fairy. Okay. Ah, there you go. Yeah. Hmm. Oh, it's that girl. You see, that's her name. Chatty buddies. Oh boy. What type of an answer is that? Yeah. What is that? Oh. Oh, okay. Oh boy. That she put it in a cage? Okay. Hmm. Yeah. Oh, the moth. Oh, yeah, those pearl tears of pearl, as they said, that must be. Yeah, there you go. That's what they thought. Huh. And since in her hand, the the sleeve, the larva, the remains was there. That's why maybe they thought she was crying tears of pearls. Yeah, it's something like that. I think I mentioned this in the previous episode. I was like, it must be something else, like some kind of a insect or something. Right. Okay, here we go. Okay, Jinch will probably be. Okay. Right. Hmm. Wait, she. Right. Yeah, her face is like. Her face is like just. Hmm. Okay, I thought they were implying they're gonna make Jinichi crossdress. Maybe not, because Mama has dressed up as well. Hmm. Because of the shed can. I was gonna say, you're trying to leave or something? No, what? What the hell? Yeah. Brother. Yeah. Yeah. Well, oh, the sister. Is that even the emperor? His face is hit. I guess that is a like emperor because it's kind of showed his face. Yeah, that was just like a excuse. Yeah, that's true. That's probably why they were like, bring him to me. Hmm. Oh, so she will be okay. So why did they imply that they were going to make Jinshi crossdress? Or at least that's the implication that I got. Oh no, they okay. It is. I was correct. Oh no. Well, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. Mm. Oh, on the way. Okay, they're gonna see. Yo. Oh no. Yeah. This is crazy. Okay, yeah, there you go. Those are the pearl tears that they thought. The glowing. Yeah. Wow. The special effects. Ashid's gone. Or he. Uh, right. Calm down. From the moon. Yeah. Yep, Diana. Yeah. There you go. Zomot. Yeah, and since the prank, like I was going to say, on her sleeve, that's why it attracted the moths. Yep. It flocked. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I see. So only two of them saw. Bruh. Oh no. Oh, he went in the water. Oh no. Yep. Well. Yeah. Her pride. What? What's she looking at? Hmm. Wow. I feel like those envoys might try to track Mao Mao down. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, it's still there, this problem. I was gonna say, but I don't think so. Tuh. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, true. That makes sense. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, Yokyo. Yep. Hmm. Yeah. And now that, yeah. Hmm. Right. Oh, yeah. That's a like problem that we still haven't solved. Hmm. Oh, they're all scared of her. Who's this? Oh, that lady. I forgot her name. Chin, I think was that was her name. Hmm. Interesting. Hmm. She's sick. Hmm. Yeah. Oh. Clinic. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. She's gonna stay here. Yeah. 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 And yeah, the. Hmm. I guess. Oh, right. Yeah, well, what will she do about this? Right. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, makes sense. Oh, it's Jinshi again. He's like, please humor him. Yeah. Ah, right. Oh, big. Right. That's why. You're like a. Oh. I was gonna say maybe she's working as a help. Hmm. Oh, interesting. Yeah, there won't be any more units anymore. Well, yeah. Right. Yeah. As he said, like they're looking the other way for her, him especially. Yeah, that's what you immediately think after. Oh no! As soon as Jinshi warned her, immediately it's out of the bag. Oh god. Hopefully this old lady is a nice old lady. you know. Otherwise it'll be a problem. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. 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 All right, and that was today's episode. Okay, so Today's episode was Jinshi's performance, basically, the first section. So the envoys, they were basically, they wanted to, they came here because they wanted to see the emperor, wanted to gain his favor, all that stuff. And so I'm assuming, like, from what I could understand, the whole trying to find out this moon fairy was actually like an excuse for them to come. Not only that, obviously, since the envoys are very prideful about their beauty, not sure about the elder sister, or was it the younger sister? The one who's a lot more. It seemed like she was a lot more quieter than the other. But the other sister, at least, is very competitive. As you can see, she's very prideful, and that's why like they were like, oh, my grandfather said that they found this beautiful, like, moon fairy over there. I wonder how much true that is. Let's check it out ourselves. Basically, that was what they were thinking, and that's why they, full confident in their beauty, they came to see where is this moon fairy. And at first, obviously, during the performance, yeah, they weren't really impressed by it. Then we got to see Jinshi performing in, like, the side of the street, and Mamo made sure to, like, kind of show it in such a way that it seemed like he suddenly appeared, danced, and then just disappeared. Right, so that was the whole thing. Now, don't really know what they're planning now, the envoys, or at least one of the envoys. In the end, we see her. I don't know. It seemed like she's, like, like planning something, in the end. So I guess we'll see that later, what happens with that. Now, I'm not really sure about the other sister. The sister was very confident. She seemed like the type of person who would cause trouble. But that's not to say that I'm just, excluding the other sister, but because who knows, maybe the other sister is a lot more cool and calmer and more wittier than the other and doesn't show it in her face. She could be the more dangerous one. Who knows? So I'm not really, like, just I'm not really discarding the other person into thinking that, oh, like, this lady will be fine. But there's a possibility that, her sister might be, like, even someone who's more wittier than her, and like plays, like, whatever plan they have or whatever game they're trying to play, she might play it better. But let's wait and see. For now, it seems like the other sister, the one who was cocky, she might be the one who might stir some problem. It seems like that way, at least, as we saw. Yeah, we'll see about that, I guess. Anyways, that was the whole section with the envoys. And oh boy, Jinshi wasn't really happy about that. Obviously, he had to dance like that. Not only that, to disappear from that or make it seem as if he disappeared, he had to jump into the water and swim away. Yo, that was yeah, that was something. Anyways, so that was the first section. And obviously, then the second section, we had nothing much really happened in the second section. We have one of the ladies in waiting who caught a cold, and so she was taken to the clinic. And here in the clinic, we found, like, that she was going to stay there for a while, get quarantined, so that her, like, cold doesn't spread to others. And this is where Jinshi warned Mao Mao that make sure nobody knows that you make medicine. As he said, like, it's got to do with, like, like, because here we can see a lot of elder women are there who, like, who are doing these type of things. So it's fine here, but the main doctor's office, the main place, that place is only for males, as they said, like, because like older days, as they said, that only males are allowed to be doctors and all that. So, and that is why, I guess there weren't proper personnel here, proper eunuch who are male, plus they were good at medicine. So the only person who does it is that quack doctor that we have with us. Other than him, there aren't enough people there, I guess, and that's why they're, like, understaffed. So obviously Mama had a question. She was like, wait, what about me then? Like, I'm practicing there. And this is where Jinshi said, like, be very careful. We are actually looking the other way for you. like a lot of the people who knows about this, for example, Jinshi, Gaoshun, the emperor, I think the emperor also knows, right? That, yeah, I think so. I'm not 100% sure. But the emperor also probably knows that Mao Mao, like makes medicine there. Um, Again, I'm not 100% sure. Like, I'm not 100% certain if he knows or not. He should know, I think, at least. Obviously, Gyokyo also knows. The other people related to Gyokyo, like, her ladies in waiting, all of them knows about it. Maybe, what was her name? Linsha? No, I forgot her name. The one from the Crystal Pavilion. She also probably knows because Mama was the one who treated her. So a lot of people does know about her making medicine, but like overall, nobody knows that she's the one doing like making medicine over there. Few people knows. So, and these few people who knows, they're looking the other way for her because obviously she's really good at it, and to accept her, they have to look the other way. Otherwise, it'll be more problem. Yeah. So that's why she told her, warned her, so that nobody gets to know that. Immediately after that, that old lady caught that lady in waiting that she was taking medicine, and she was like, "Oh, what are you taking medicine from?" Immediately deduced that it must be from that girl. She also smelled medicine on her dress. So yeah. So now the thing is that if this lady is someone who will also look the other way, or is she the type of person who snitches? That's the question. Yeah, if she's like someone who's like, all right, you know what? Yeah, I'll keep quiet, I'll keep it under wraps, then that's all well and good. Otherwise, it'll be a problem, I guess. We'll see. Next episode, we'll probably get to know what she plans on doing. Okay, now in this episode also, a few other things we saw. First and foremost, the whole mystery about the tears which become pearls was, easily solved as we saw. I myself kind of said this in the previous episode. I was like, it must be something to do with the insects because, since there were a lot of insects and moths flying around, maybe it was like them that from a distance they saw and they thought those were like pearls dropping from her eyes and she was crying, but it was none of that. It was just those moths. And yeah, in this episode it was like they literally like explained how that happened. So the moths were glowing in the night, and also the prank that was done on the old lady back in her days, that prank where they put like dead insects and moths on her sleeves, that those pheromones attracted the other moths, and they started like surrounding her, and she kept dancing within that, and it seemed as if like along with her those lights were moving, and people started making rumors. And Mama herself said that rumors are like this, like something starts from some type of a situation, and it kind of goes from people to people, through word changing, and the final result is something completely bizarre and completely different. And that is how legends and rumors kind of circulate and changes the meaning completely. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people probably said back then that, oh, look at this lady, she's dancing, and there's like glowing things like surrounding her. That is probably how the whole rumor started. Little by little, as it kept going, the end result was basically, as they said, this moon lady cried tears of pearls. That is how the whole rumor circulated and changed completely. So it was something like that, I'm assuming. And yeah, so they recreated that. The two envoys saw that, and you know, they asked Mama. They're like, who's that? Who's that? Where did she go? And Mama was like, Diana, and that's it. Then she also left. Right. So there you go. That is what happened. Now, like they said, like they don't know what they're planning, what the envoys are planning. Yeah. Now, another thing Mama was trying to deduce here is who is the one who's doing this? This whole new trouble that is happening, the scented oils, that trouble that still hasn't been solved. He's thinking like who it might be, and she kind of made those rankings. She was like, who is the person who might get targeted the most? The one who is probably the most popular with the emperor. The one who's the most popular with the emperor currently is Gokyo, because obviously, first and foremost, she has a child with him. Not only that, she is again pregnant. So the emperor prefers her more. So that the others, she kind of also ranked, but she was like, yeah, like Gyokyo is like the most who is who might get targeted here. But not only that, she was kind of thinking like who it might be this time, who might be the one who's trying to pull this off. And she thinks about that girl, that girl. What was her name? Who whose mystery was never solved. I forgot her name. The girl who just like went into the coffin. That girl. I forgot her name. They mentioned her name here, but I cannot find it currently. Oh, there you go. Um, Suide, that's her name. Okay, okay, Suide. Okay. So Suide's whole mystery is also not solved. That is like a loose end that Mama cannot tie to something. So she's like, okay, that is something. Anyways, in the end, Mama was like, why am I even thinking about this? Let me just shut my mouth and not get involved in this. Yeah, so there you go. Also, another thing they kind of mentioned here, Shin, I think that was her name, the one from the Crystal Pavilion, the one who, you know, as Mama said, she's the only one who didn't put any perfume or any scented oil. Here we go, this part. Um, everyone else was scared of Mama and they just left. And she was the only one, okay. So she was standing and staring at Mama for a moment. That's the only woman who wasn't wearing scented oils at the Crystal Pavilion. That's interesting. Why? Because I don't know. I at first I kind of suspected her, but then hmm. Because they was showing her so suspiciously, in that episode. Like she had got some letter or something and she was like acting weirdly. So there's something going on with her, but I'm not 100%, we're not 100% sure whether it was her who is pulling these stunts now. Um but also like they said, like Mama said, why is she the only one who's not wearing any scented oils? Everyone else in the Crystal Pavilion went out and did that. So, like, there's one thing I was going to say, but I think this is just like a complete. I wouldn't even call it a guess. It's just something that came to my mind. For a moment, I was thinking that maybe the reason why she's not putting any scented oil is because she herself is pregnant. But how would that work? Like, like all of the others are eunuch here. Not only that, the fact that the emperor obviously only goes to the higher, the concubines, yeah, only goes to them. So it wouldn't make any sense for her to be pregnant. So I immediately scratched that off of my head. I'm like, maybe not, because yeah, that is a viable reason why she's not wearing scented oils. You know, but it would make no sense. Like I said, everyone here is a eunuch here in the inner, the inner palace or whatever they call this place. um yeah, so don't really know. Anyways, this is another thing, another mystery that Mama was trying to think about, but she doesn't know why she's not wearing. She was the only exception. But Mama said, like, like, yeah, maybe they're like, like maybe she doesn't really like scented oils. Like maybe it's just something plain and simple like that. I don't think it's going to be that simple. Like this is a mystery show. In no way is it going to be something like that. Like there must be something, some deeper meaning or a deeper, like, reason behind it. Every single thing here. If this was real life, then yeah, maybe, maybe she just didn't want to wear scented oils. She just doesn't like it. This is like, like a mystery show, kind of mystery slash slice of life show, you could say. Not really slight, no, mystery slash historical show, I guess you could say, something like that. um so yeah, the possibility something is going on because of that. Either way, right, so that was what happened today, all those things. So let's wait and see what happens in the next episode. And hopefully, the lady in the end, hopefully she's not a snitch, and she doesn't, she knows now that, or she suspects Mama to be someone who makes medicine. So hopefully she does. She's not that type of person who's like, oh, I'll tell everybody or something like that. Yeah, I don't think she will be. I don't know. She seems like a nice person. You know, looking at her from the first impressions, might be wrong. Appearance might be deceiving. Who knows? Let's see. Let's wait and see. Next episode will probably get our answers. And yeah, that was today's episode. Good episode. Yeah, let's see how this proceeds. Okay. Now let me talk about this episode scene by scene. In the very first scene, we can see Mao Mao is looking at the picture, and this is where Mao Mao says and talks about rumors, about how rumors and legends are started, how like they start in one way, and then from people to people they change completely and become something completely different. Right. Okay, next scene we get to see Mao Mao is near that place where like the dance happened. There's like a lot of peach over there, like a peach orchard. A lot of other things there are. Mao Mao is there, and Mao Mao meets with Hitsui. I think that was her name. The girl. She brings Mao Mao like a little caterpillar, like a moth kind of thing, and she's like, "Oh, look at this, Mao Mao," and she puts in a cage. So this is where Mama was thinking about it and where it struck her, and she was like, "Wait a minute, like do these moths mate after they emerge?" And as soon as she said like yeah, and she's like, "Okay, I know what exactly happened." Like she put two and two together there. Obviously, like, as soon as she realized that that's what happens, she would probably realize that okay, and that is why the prank which was done on the old lady, where they put like insect remains on her sleeves, that probably like was pheromone filled, and that attracted the other moths to come and like surround her while she was dancing. From a distance, it seemed like she was dancing among like a sea of flying, glowing like pearls. That's what it seemed like from a distance, and that's how the whole rumor started. So this is why Mama realizes that okay, we can do that here as well. Because obviously, if you know in the previous episode, Mama and Gaoshun, they already did planned on dressing up Jinshi and doing the whole thing. This, however, Mama realized that okay, if we add this as well, it will make him even more elegant, and it will completely make him. Will be able to completely reproduce the moon fairy that they saw, that the grandfather saw. And this is where the plan starts. He goes to them, tells about Jinshi about the whole situation. They start their work where they start collecting those insects and all that, and the plan goes underway. Like Jinshi goes and talks to the emperor as well, as we can see here, and shows him the plan, and like they make the carriages and everything all according to plan. Yeah, so that is how the plan like starts here. So after that, on the day of the dance, we have the envoys, the other concubines are here, and as they said that at first males weren't allowed, but then they allowed the males here. Right. Special exception was made to allow male officials to join. So let me count: 1, 2, 3. The higher ranking concubines also joined. 4. The guests enjoyed the shows from within the carriages. Okay, so I'm guessing all the concubines were here, like every single one of them. Like not all, but the top 4, and the emperor was also there. Okay, so they were inside the carriage, and this is where Mama from a distance looks at them, and Mama realizes that there's a possibility that they are doing this just so that they can feel better about themselves and trying to attract the emperor's attention. As Mao Mao kind of looks at them and kind of like kind of sees them, and she's like, okay, the one on the right, seems to be the quiet type. The one on the left, or no, the one on the left seems to be the quiet one. The one on the right seems to be someone who's very like confident, prideful, that kind of person. You can literally see it from the facial expressions, you know. Hmm. Okay. So anyways, all that aside, the whole thing starts. They're just looking at it and seem unimpressed. While all of this is happening, suddenly the younger one, I think that's the younger sister, she comes down and literally goes in front of the emperor, and she's like, "Oh, like, we wanted to talk to you closely." Yeah, I would like to be closer to speak to you. The other concubines were all like, they're just making faces at her. You can see Honya's face was just completely like, just, obviously we cannot see the other, like, like Gokyo's face or the others' faces, but Honya's, the face Honya was making there was just, you can understand what the other person was like, yeah. Okay, the special envoy's real goal is to get to the emperor and his brother. Yeah, that's what Mao deduced. To receive their love, a political machination involving marriage. Yeah. Anyways, the other sister comes in and she's like, okay, so her name is Alia, the one, the one who was frightful. What was the other girl's name? I think Alisa, something like that. Anyways, she's like, stop this, let's go back, and yeah. So they go back to their carriage. Hongan is pissed. Right. Okay. Okay, maybe the mirrors they sent to the four concubines were actually provocation. Yeah, maybe. Right. Um, where's that part? I think I'm trying to find her name. The one who's prideful. Her name is Alia. What's the other girl's name? I think that she mentioned. Okay, I guess that comes later on. Anyways, so Mama was like, all right, let me do my job. So uh, like Jinshi's ready. This is the part where I was for a moment thinking like, wait a minute, is Mama going to be performing? And I was like, was I that wrong? It kind of implied that they're going to cross dress, make Jinshi cross dress. Maybe I was wrong, but then immediately the next scene we see Jinshi, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I was correct. Um, Eileen, okay, Eileen and Alia, right? So they're talking to themselves and they're like, like, oh, like we wasn't able to see much. The dancing was good, but the singing or something like that, they said, like, wasn't really good, that good. They said. And they also said like we couldn't see the other concubines. The moon fade that our grandfather saw probably wasn't that impressive either. And yeah, this girl is like, Alice, like, oh, what if emperor wants to see us immediately? Yeah, and this is where the whole thing starts. So Mama's ready. Uh, Mama, like, they stop. Mama opens the veil, the curtain, and yeah, Jinshi, the cross-dressing Jinshi, is there, and they're immediately like, "What the hell?" Mama was trying to leave, I think, but Jinshi just grabs her hand. Yeah, and then he starts dancing. Um, yeah, this is where Mama like kind of explains the whole theory about the moths being the like glowing things that they saw before. Okay, so later, as soon as this happens, and after showing their dance, like Jinshi just leaves, and okay, wait a minute. One thing I need to see here. There was water behind him, right? Okay. First and foremost, what language are they speaking? I think it's like, I have no idea what language they're speaking. It's probably something. And she, like, Mao Mao kind of says like, when they were like, oh well, like very agitated. Mao Mao like shows up and shows the moon and says, Diana, um, yeah, kind of implying that, oh, that was the moon goddess or something like that. um, yeah, Mama leaves. Okay, so after that, Mama comes back. Jinshi's pissed, and yeah, there you go. Then that's that. They also kind of mentioned that nobody was shown like that scene. Even the person, the carriage, the person who was driving the carriage, he was also instructed to look the other way, so that nobody could figure out who that was. Right. Okay, that was that. Later on, we see, like I said, yeah, this sister is planning something. She's just kind of like, like, right. She says something like fine then, and then, fine. Anyways, I guess we'll get to that later. After that, that was the end of that scene, and then the next scene we get to see Mao Mao meets Zhao. Yeah, like Zhaolin. I've mixed up her name again. Anyways, meets her, and she's going to school. Yeah, Mao Mao is impressed that she's still continuing it. Okay, so this is where Mama starts thinking about the whole scented oil issues. So this is where she starts putting the rankings. Who is more likely to get targeted? Um, in the end, she concludes that obviously oh, Lihua, that's her name. Concubine Lihua ranks second in terms of family power, but that comes from being maternally related to the emperor that makes her not hungry for that much power. The person Li Shu, however, like rose up in power in recent generation, but the emperor is not really interested in her. While we have Lolan, who has, who's like connected to, like this person, her father, Shiso is a favorite returner who held that spot. So that's that. And then finally we have Gyokyo, who receives the most, affection from the emperor, which is the reason behind it is obviously because she has a child with the emperor. Not only that, she's pregnant again. Okay, this is when Mama starts thinking about the whole assassination plot that was going on, you know. But the main thing that she focuses on here is that, here we go. Who was behind the previous poisoning attempt on concubine Gokyo? Uh, while she was pregnant with Princess Zingli. Right. If Lady Honyan's read is correct, it was a medium ranking concubine um, that died in the mushroom incident from the other day. However, Mama questions, where did she get the knowledge from? Where did that concubine learn about poisons? Yeah. Okay. And then she thinks about Suide, about how she has nothing to go about, so she doesn't know where she is and all that. Why did Jinshi get targeted? All these questions she's having, and she's then like, okay, you know what? Let's just stop at this, and let me just not get involved in this. Later on, they meet, the girls, the ladies from Ladies in Waiting from the Crystal Pavilion. This lady, I think her name was Shin or something like that. I've forgotten. She passes her, and Mama kind of notices that she's the only one who hasn't put on the scented oils, and then she's like, why? And then she just brushes that off and thinks like, oh, maybe she just doesn't like it. Anyways, that's that. Then we have one of the ladies in waiting from Gokyo. She is sick. She's got a cold. Obviously, they cannot let her, stay there because it might, like spread to others. Island, that's her name. So they're like, can you take her to the clinic? Mama's like, the clinic? Like, not the medical office, the clinic. So she's like, okay. And then they bring her to the clinic, and Mama notices here there's a lot of elder women here working. And one of the elder women like sees her, and she's like, okay, like you are sick, obviously. Like, what do you want to do? It's nothing that serious. You want to go back, or you can stay here? And she's like, oh, I'll stay here. So that's that. And Mao sees here that this lady actually does know what she's doing, and she kind of questions. She's like, then why is that quack doctor over there in the medical office while we have actual people who knows what to do over here? Anyways, she doesn't think much about it. Like, there she's brought, the lady in waiting is brought to her room. This old lady tells Mama to go get back to work. Right, and when Mama's coming back, bumps into Jinshi. This is where they have a few conversation here. So the main conversation, the important conversation that here have about is the whole. Mama asks like, why is that doctor over there? Well, there's a lot of like actual people who knows about medicine here. Um, yeah, maybe that should be the medical office too. There you go. If only it were that easy. And Mama's like, what? The only men can be doctors. Shooting a few scratches won't be a problem, but only a doctor is allowed to treat major illnesses. Also, only doctors are allowed to make medicine. Yeah, right. That's why I don't feel any like smell any medicine at the clinic. Then she's like, what about me then? Like, I make medicine. I'm not a doctor or a man. Like, what? And this is what Jinshi says, like, we're looking the other way for you. Okay. They also mentioned about how this was something that I didn't know, or I don't know if they mentioned it here the first time, or they maybe mentioned it before and I just forgot. But turns out after the emperor who has taken his like the current emperor, he has actually banned from making more eunuchs. So the amount of eunuchs that they have are constant now. Like they won't increase that anymore. So that is why that more and more the years are passing, more and more they're getting like the amount of eunuchs are there as constant. So they're lacking personnel, and after a certain amount of time there will be no eunuch left here. Unless the next emperor or whoever changes the law. So yeah, and this is where Mama was like, oh, like the final person who was probably made a eunuch was Jinchi, and she's like, I'm so sorry for you, and she's like praying, looking at his crotch. She's like, I'm so sorry, but obviously she doesn't know that eunuch is Jinchi isn't really a eunuch. Anyways, so this is what Jinshi like wants her. She's like, make sure nobody gets to know you make medicine. Immediately the next scene we get to see this girl. She was taking her medicine, cold medicine, and this is where the old lady comes in and she's like, wait a minute, what is that? And then she immediately says like, oh, it was that girl, right? She makes medicine. I smelled her clothes. It smelled medicine like. And there you go. Sorry about that. That's where it ended. So yeah, let's see what happens. Like I said, hopefully this lady doesn't really snitch or anything, and she's like a good person. So she keeps it under wraps. We'll see. Yeah, and that was my reaction to episode number 5, season 2 of Apothecary Diaries. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. That is it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Apothecary Diaries season 2. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.